Good day, Mom. I am Jerica Melihor from BTVTED 21 FSM. So, this is my report about Hong Kong cuisine. But before that, I will state the learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students must be able to describe Hong Kong cuisine, identify the different Hong Kong dishes, and value the importance of Hong Kong dishes. Hong Kong cuisine. Traditional Hong Kong food hails from the Guangdong province of China, with the most popular Cantonese dishes consisting of poultry, meat, or seafood alongside rice or noodles and some kind of preserved or pickled vegetables. You find when eating in Hong Kong that there is a dominant sharing culture. Most groups order a large meal to be shared together. Street food is also a very significant part of Cantonese food culture in Hong Kong. You're sure to discover many street stalls selling delicious smelling, often deep fried foods and snacks. Meals in Hong Kong. A popular choice for breakfast in Hong Kong is often congee. This typical Hong Kong breakfast dish is made of boiled white rice with the consistency of porridge. It's usually savory, eaten alongside many different options including salted pork, minced beef, or fish. The most popular food to eat in Hong Kong at lunchtime is dim sum. Find out more about eating dim sum in Hong Kong below. For an evening meal, Hong Kongers typically tend to eat a stir-fry or combine steamed or boiled rice with a meat at dinner time. Popular desserts in Hong Kong including baked egg custards, dan tart, deep-fried dough, yao char guai, and steamed hot buns with melted butter, bo la yao. Hong Kong local food specialty to do things different from region to region, so there's a wealth of flavor for you to explore. Here are the most popular dishes in Hong Kong. First is dim sum, a Hong Kong version of dining with small dishes. Dim sum includes classics such as hargao, steamed shrimp dumplings wrapped in a thin, translucent skin, char siu bao, barbecue pork bun, and siomai, Chinese dumplings. Wonton noodles. A succulent meat and shrimp filling is encased in a silky smooth dumpling wrapper before being served in a clear, light broth swimming with chewy egg noodles. So this is the video on how to make wonton noodles. Fish balls. A classic Hong Kong snack, these are balls of deliciousness made with fish meat often cooked in a piping hot curry and commonly sold at street food stalls. Shrimp and chicken balls. Firstly, shrimp and chicken are chopped finely kneaded into balls, then they are deep fried with breadcrumbs. The balls are crispy and tender. Next is siomai. Siomai is one of the most loved dim sum dishes in Hong Kong. Unlike regular dumplings that are fully wrapped, siomai is an open top dumpling. The skin is wrapped around the sides at the bottom, very much like a cup. They are then filled to the brim and topped with fish roe or a green pea.
Today we wanted to show you how to make a classic and maybe my personal favorite dim sum dish, siomai. To get started with siomai, we need some siomai wrappers. As you'll see, these wrappers have a lot of similarities to wonton wrappers, so in a pinch some store-bought wonton wrappers could also work. But to make your siomai wrappers, start with 250 grams of all-purpose flour and a half teaspoon salt. Then start mixing those dry ingredients together and slowly add in 1.5 thoroughly whisked medium-sized eggs and 50 grams of water. Now, the old-school method would stop there, getting a really subtle yellow color from the egg yolk. Some wonton shops still make their siomai this way, but after cooking the skin won't keep color, and we wanted the same sort of siomai you'd get at dim sum. So we did a deep dive into some cookbooks designed for dim sum restaurateurs, and the secret? Don't shoot the messenger, but it's food coloring. This is egg yolk yellow, which you should be able to find in the baking section of basically any grocery store. Add 2 drops to that water, making sure it's thoroughly mixed, and add that mix to the dough instead. Now leave your dough to mix on speed 1 for 8 minutes. The dough should come together into a smooth, slightly sticky ball. Cover with a damp towel, and set it aside for half an hour to let the dough relax. Half hour later, the dough's ready to roll. Take the dough and split it into about 6 even logs. With a pasta maker, pass the dough through on the largest setting, fold, then pass it through again. We're developing the gluten here, so repeat this process for a total of 5 times. Now we'll split this up to make it a touch easier to work with. Send the dough through the pasta maker at a medium setting, then send it through again at the thinnest it'll go. Siomai wrappers have a round shape, so use a whiskey glass to cut around and make your wrapper. And now we've got some homemade siomai wrappers. Now siomai filling is a mix of shrimp, pork fat, and pork lean. Our goal for the filling is to get a texture that's springy, but still really juicy. To prep the shrimp, first marinate 250 grams of deshelled shrimp using a basic baking soda marinade, which is going to be a half teaspoon salt and a quarter teaspoon baking soda. We need the shrimp to keep its pop through the cooking process, which this marinade will help with. After 15 minutes of marinating, rinse the shrimp under cold water. You're going to need to do this rinsing for a while, about 5 minutes, until the shrimp turns sort of a whitish color like this guy on the right. What we're doing is removing the glycoprotein slime on the surface of the shrimp, which will help preserve the shrimp's crunchiness after cooking. Now give that shrimp a rough chop, dry it thoroughly, and set it aside. The cut of pork that we're using here is the hind leg, aka the ham of the pig, which has a nice mix of lean and fat. Cut 125 grams of fat into a nice small dice, set it aside, and do the same with 335 grams of lean. Now soak the lean in some cold water for about a minute or so to get the blood out. Once the water's got some obvious red color to it, switch out the water and soak it again. Repeat this process 4 or 5 times until the pork has a whitish color and the water runs clean. Then, just like the shrimp, dry out that lean, even wringing it out if you have to. Now, to the lean, we'll add in a quarter teaspoon baking soda mixed with a half teaspoon of water, or alternatively use 2 grams ginseng if you've got it. Mix it thoroughly, then add in the shrimp. Give that a mix, then add in 10 grams of salt. We're going to keep mixing this until it becomes sticky and uniform. What's happening is that the water-soluble proteins in the meat are breaking down and restructuring with the help of the salt. You can tell it's sticky enough once it starts to leave streaks along the sides of the bowl like this. Now, to develop springiness, take that mixture and dot it. One of the more fun techniques in Chinese cooking, just continuously slam the meat against the bowl 10 times or so. Now we can season this. Add in a tablespoon and a half sugar, a half tablespoon chicken bouillon powder, a half tablespoon white pepper powder, a half teaspoon MSG, and 2 teaspoons light soy sauce. Give it a good mix, then add in your fat. We've also got 6 dried shiitake mushrooms that we reconstituted and diced, so add in those as well. Combine, then add in 40 grams of melted lard to coat the mixture. The reason we added the fat and lard last is that the oil would have inhibited the development of that sticky texture we achieved earlier. And now, we're ready to wrap some siumai. We're going to be steaming these on a sliced carrot and topping with some fish roe and a whole extra shrimp. Siumai aren't too bad to wrap. Just put the wrapper between your thumb and finger and take a good chunk of filling and press it down into the wrapper. Roll it into a bit of an even log shape, making sure the filling reaches the very top of the wrapper, because any wrapper that's above your filling will end up drying right out while steaming. Then top that guy with a shrimp and your roe, and your siumai is ready to go. Work through the siumai, and then these are good to steam. Now we're steaming these in bamboo steamers. You could use whatever setup you like. The important bit is just to make sure that the steam can circulate up from the bottom of the steamer. With some water at a heavy boil, steam these for 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, the moment of truth, your siumai are done. They might have been a bit of an effort, but so worth it.
I hope you can try this dim sum classic. Check out the red link in the description box for detailed recipe and subscribe for more Chinese cooking videos.
Next is beef brisket noodles. It's a popular Hong Kong dish that is loved both by locals and tourists. To prepare the dish, beef brisket, carrot, radish, ginger, and spring onions are left to simmer together with spices like cumin, clove star, anise, cardamom pods, cinnamon, and galangal. Next is braised chicken feet, also known as Phoenix claws, is a popular Hong Kong food. It's a dish made of deep-fried chicken feet braised with oyster sauce, soy sauce, sage, pepper, garlic, black bean sauce, and sesame oil. The feet are then steamed until the cartilage, skin, and meat are softened to a melt-in-the-mouth texture. This is the recipe on how to make braised chicken feet. Next is clay pot rice. It's a signature rice meal dish in Hong Kong that's cooked in a clay pot to create a unique earthy aroma. The rice is mixed with flavorful ingredients such as traditional preserved sausage, meat, green onions, and seasonings such as soy sauce, fish sauce, sugar, and white pepper.
沖乾淨晒咧，嗰啲米先得爽啊！咁然後就要煲嘅時候咧，就先個煲係有米啦，跟住落啲熱水，即係適當嘅份量。咁又煮到佢啲飯要收乾水啦。煮煲仔飯最難咧就控制嗰個水分，如果多咗咧啲飯就會爛啦，如果少咗咧嗰啲飯就會硬同埋生米啦。由生米咧到熟大概15分鐘，落啲肉落去就擠喺個爐上面係焗熟佢咯。 雞啊加排骨啊，或者雞加牛肉啊嗰啲咁。我就中意食章魚雞粒，因為章魚嗰啲味咧，章魚係乾嘅八爪魚咧，佢已經有啲鹹香嘅香味㗎啦。咁佢焗完個飯出嚟一打開咧，你係覺得好香。食煲仔飯就一定要落煲仔飯豉油。當個煲飯送到嚟餐台之後，咁你先至係會落大概1個圈嘅煲仔飯豉油啦。呢個煲仔飯豉油我哋自己就調教過嘅，甜甜地啦，就唔係鹹嘅啦，又冚下蓋，等嗰啲肉啊同埋飯係索咗啲味先。
In southern Chinese cities like Guangzhou and Hong Kong, small restaurants serving claypot rice are everywhere.
煲仔飯嘅歷史咧，就即係睇有啲書咧，由來咧就係話農家嗰啲人，咁佢要耕田啊成，咁佢就唔得閒翻屋企食啦，咁啊攞啲米啊、肉類啊嗰啲就喺個田嗰度，咁就煮出嚟就食啦。
After serving the dish for decades, Chan has her own thoughts on what makes perfect claypot rice.
攞飯嚟打咗蛋落去，焗一焗佢，咁嗰個蛋黃都係流心嘅，咁你就撈埋啲飯，咁啊會香啲。客人咧喜歡食個飯焦咧，就係佢食晒啲飯之後，個底有啲焦咧，脆脆地、硬硬地咁樣啦。我哋個廚房咧就有40個煲仔飯嘅爐頭，最旺嗰時係幾年前嘅，最多係1800部。
Hargao is the Cantonese name for the Hong Kong-style shrimp dumplings, one of the most popular dishes in a traditional dim sum meal. The dumpling is characterized by the silky wrap that's made of wheat straw, tapioca, and lard. The fillings are usually made of fresh shrimp and bamboo shoots with a light seasoning.
We're in Spring Moon in the Peninsula of Hong Kong, and I'm here to learn dim sum today from Chef Long. 今日學啲咩嘢啊？
今日學緊呢個蝦餃同韭菜餃嘅。
好啊好啊，咁我哋去試下。
好，呢邊。咁蝦餃裏面個材料裏面就有筍粒啦、蝦同埋啲調味，係啦。咁韭菜餃裏面就有冬菇啦、蝦同埋韭菜。呢個係餡嚟嘅，咁我個皮咧就有2種粉，呢個係燉麵，呢個係生粉。
OK。
即係份咧就300g 對300g咁樣嘅。咁我而家落咗幾錢？咁落完之後咧就將佢攤凍啦，即係大概去到80零度度咧，就將啲粉夾埋落去。如果啲粉太過早入咧，嗰個皮咁容易發霉。咁咧之後咧，我哋就要將佢攞好絲包住先，等佢 keep 住個熱，等佢軟地。咁韭菜餃咧，呢個有啲韭菜汁喺度咧。咁咧話啲韭菜汁加少水嘅，就係加嚟食。係啦，而家我就包咗個蝦餃先。咁我哋臨做之前，我哋會將個皮猜透咗先。咁就切咗個皮出嚟。咁我而家將個蝦餃俾佢。煎下先，再煎。呢個咧就推一下，呢個煎一下，推下先。好啦，咁啊包韭菜餃。呢其實咧就將佢炒下。
哦。
咁睇佢啦。跟住咧，我哋會齊佢。
好嘅，我哋師傅。
多謝晒。
And lastly, the steamed rice roll, also known as Ju Chong Fan in Cantonese, is a dish made of rolled up rice noodle sheets. The sheets are made from rice flour, glutinous rice flour, and water, and are then filled with various filling before being rolled up. Common fillings include barbecue pork and shrimps. Hong Kong doesn't have an official national dish. However, roast goose is considered by many locals to be the national dish of Hong Kong. The culture of Hong Kong is primarily a mix of Chinese and Western influences, stemming from Lingnan Cantonese roots and later fusing with British culture due to British colonialism. That's all for my report about Hong Kong cuisine.